regions across and beyond Nigeria. In the last 25 years, the Bisi Olatilo Show, BOS, which is the longest-running general interest magazine program on television in Nigeria, has covered and broadcasted events of social, economic, corporate, political, and entertainment values every week unfailingly. With iconic events dating back many decades captured for posterity, BOS honors those living and immortalizes the dead everlastingly. The Bisi Olatilo Show, BOS, proudly boasts of being one of the broadcast outfits with the richest library of archives of past events. The Bisi Olatilo Show's awesome archive of iconic events parade the coverage of convocations of universities, coronations of traditional rulers, inaugurations of state governors in Nigeria, the inaugurations of Nigerian presidents, and President Barack Obama of the United States of America. 2010 World Cup in South Africa, covered by the ubiquitous Bisi Olatilo Show, BOS. BOS was also at the inauguration of the Alake of Egba land 16 years ago, Oni of Ife, Ulu of Warri, and many more. As for the birthday, anniversary, and weddings of the high and mighty in the society, the BOS archives is replete with very exciting pan and beyond Nigerian super coverages. As for the festivals like Calabar Carnival, Ujude Oba Festival of the Ijebus, Lishabi Festival of the Egbas of Ogun State, and others, the Bisi Olatilo Show BOS is the toast of all. The corporate concerns, the banks, telecommunication companies, and other business concerns have made BOS their prime choice over the years. The newspapers, state governments would rather the almighty Bisi Olatilo Show give the coverage of their awards our inimitable packaging as exemplified by what we have in the awesome BOS archives. The Bisi Olatilo Show, BOS, is the preferred choice of state governments in the propagation and publicity of their programs to their different constituents in different states, because the Bisi Olatilo Show is the #1 program they've all been watching religiously in the last 25 years. In fact, the Bisi Olatilo Show, BOS, commissioned to provide a comprehensive nationwide campaign program for President Goodluck Jonathan, President Muhammadu Buhari, and President Bola Tinubu, which took the BOS team around the country campaigning for votes for the candidates at the time. The Bisi Olatilo Show, BOS, was also involved in rigorous campaign for Governor Duoye Diri of Bayelsa State, Senator Hope Uzodinma of Imo State, and Governor Gboyega Oyetola of Osun State. Incidentally, these were all clients of BOS from the two different political parties, APC and PDP. Also, in the very rich archives of BOS, with events that span over 25 years, is the one where BOS paid an everlasting honor to immortalize Nigeria's First Lady of all times, Mrs. Stella Obasanjo, who died 19 years ago. The Bisi Olatilo Show, BOS, the first and the best, still remains on the very top of our game.
Welcome to Biscon Television News Today. I'm Stella Opara. First, the headlines. On the national scene, Governor Makinde denies receiving federal government's 570 billion naira hardship grants to states. Kano State files fresh charge of 57.4 billion naira fraud against Ganduje, 3 others. In business news, NUPRC should enforce domestic crude supply obligation, Dangote insists. On the foreign scene, America, Egypt and Qatar call on Israel and Hamas to resume talks. And in the weather sport, Brome others miss out on long jump medal. Amazon returns for 100 meters hurdles. Has filed a fresh fraud charge against the immediate past governor of the state, Dr. Abdullahi Ganduje, his commissioner for local government, Murtala Garo, and 2 others. According to the charge sheet, Garo Lamin Sani, that Lagos State was created in 1967, and since that time to now, the Igbo have had their contributions, adding that those spreading such hate were not Lagos indigents, but people who came from neighboring states and were accommodated in the states. You're watching Biscon Television News. Business news comes up next. Welcome back. Now to business news. Dangote Petroleum Refinery Limited has insisted that it has been unable to secure its full crude requirement from domestic production and has urged that the Nigerian Upstream Petroleum Regulatory Commission (NUPRC) to fully enforce the domestic crude supply obligation as mandated by the Petroleum Industry Act. In a statement signed by the group chief, Branding and Communications Officer Anthony Chejina, Dangote insisted that the company has clarified issues relating to the challenges it has been facing at getting crude. National Petroleum Company Limited of not supplying it with crude. It said the company concern has always been NUPRC's reluctance to enforce the domestic crude supply obligation and ensure that it receives full crude requirement from NNPC and the international oil companies. The Group Chief Executive Officer of the Dangote Group facility. You're watching Biscon Television News. Coming up next is foreign news. Stay tuned. Welcome back. Now to foreign news. The United States, Egypt and Qatar have released a joint statement calling on Israel and Hamas to resume negotiations over a ceasefire and hostage release deal. The statement said the 3 nations had forged a framework agreement that had only the details of implementation left to conclude. Meanwhile, Israel said it would send negotiators to the proposed talks, which are scheduled for 15 August in Doha or Cairo. However, Hamas did not immediately respond. The renewed diplomatic push will be seen as an attempt to stop regional tensions from spiraling out of control after Hamas leader Ismail Haniyeh was assassinated last week. Iran, who blamed Israel for the assassination, has vowed a response, though Israel has not commented directly on the killing. In a joint statement, the 3 nations invited Israel and Hamas to implementation of the deal without further delay. We're due for another short break, and when we come back, we'll bring you sports news. Welcome back to Biscon TV News. Now to the weather sports. Ese Brume, Ruth Usoro and Christina Ochonogo have missed out on the podium in the women's long jump event at the 2024 Olympic Games in Paris. Brume, who won bronze at Tokyo 2020, leapt 6.70 meters to finish 5th in the final, while Ruth Usoro and Ochonogo were 10th and 12th, with jumps of 6.58 meters and 6.24 meter finals. And that's the news for now on Biscon Television, compiled and produced by Tomiloba Abalari. Now the last line. An intelligent man speaks when he has to say something. A wise man speaks when he has
conceptualized by the ace multilingual broadcaster of immense talent and creative genius, Prince Bisi Olatilo, Chairman CEO of Biscon Communication Global Media Network. Work 25 years ago, the Bisi Olatilo Show, BOS, High Society Celebrity Entertainment Broadcasting. For the past quarter of a century, the ubiquitous The Bisi Olatilo Show, BOS, has become the face of Nigeria on global television, projecting the image of the country with our peculiar lifestyles, fashionable